here's what I got going on. I'm gonna just take this loom, I guess is what they call it, off of here and expose the wires. And I've got my diagrams here, and I'll take you through those here in a second. Record this. Here, hold the camera. You're not going to be in it. Okay. Don't look at me, look at this. So pretend this is underneath the hood. Here's the firewall. Here's where your computer connects and screws into the firewall over here. You run down, this comes over on top of your motor. You got your injectors. This is your, what do you call it, your generator. This is for your fuse box. This is all run along the firewall. This is the other side of the motor where your injectors are, your throttle body, and so on. And then back here you have, this will run down along your transmission. And these are your transmission connections, and this is like your O2 connections. So that's basically how that's laid out. But it would be kind of like this. So I got all the junk off of it. Mimi, you're a great camera lady. And now I'm going to go through and take some electrical tape and write down what they are and label them all. And then, yeah, okay. Okay, so I was going to try to save all this, but my mother-in-law actually works for a company that does some electrical type work, and she's going to get me some spools of this, these different sizes here. So I just saved those. Those are all the sizes that come out. It looks like, I don't know really how to tell the size other than measuring it, but that looks like 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4, and 1 inch. But I don't know. So anyway, and then I kept this. These are like those little snap connections. I don't know if I'll use it, but I'm gonna keep that. Hold on to that. This is a connection for your computer connections. So let me show you how to read the schematics. Show you how easy this is, or how easy I think it's gonna be. I don't know yet. All right. So I printed out the field service manual. I put just the electrical part in here. This is all just the electrical connections. So it starts on, for a 98 Dodge, it starts on page 8W80, connector pinouts. Has them all labeled there. And then I put little red check marks by the ones that count or that matter. So basically what you're going to do is, this is your PCM connector, powertrain control module. This is C2. It's the white one, as you see here. And you see how they're numbered there, 22 to 32, 12 to 21. Well, let's see if I can focus here. Boom. Let's turn it over. See that? So on here, it's actually upside down. 22 to 32, 12, or 22 to 32, 22, 32. So you see how it goes. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do in the first part of this, when I get set up, is I'm going to de-pin all of my injectors. Now, get to here. Yeah, I got it. It's right here. Here you go. I was holding that for you. Okay. So, what's confusing is that, see, this is the PCM control C2, and it says it's black. Hold on, let me focus up. C2 black. Here, C1 black. Not true. Black, or the C2 is actually the white one. All right, now let me show you how to read this. All right, see the dots, or see the circles there. See the circles there. So basically they read this thing upside down. So turn it upside down, focus in, you can see right there is number 22. And it goes to 32 over here. And then on the bottom, number 1 to number 11 over here. See that? Okay, so look at the back here. This is number 1 up top, right there. Okay, number 1 is a purple wire with, what color tracer is it? No tracer. Oh yeah, okay. So wire number 1 on pin number 1 is T54 18 gauge. I think that's what that means. Violet. Boom. 18 gauge violet. Number 1. And so on and so forth. So like here, injectors start on number 4, and it's a white with a dark blue. And you go 1, 2, 3, and then 4 right here, white with dark blue. Pretty simple, right? So basically what I'm going to do is, on the Dodge, since I'm going to use my Jeep harness, since I'm keeping my manual transmission, I'm going to de-pin, meaning I'm going to take these out of here, all of my injectors, all 8 of them. Take special note here. See this? 6 and 6. 6 and 6 both run injector 5 and 7. I think what that means is I don't know what that means really, because also number 2 is injector 7. So I think I'm gonna have to figure that how that goes. Apparently those two are spliced together. You know, if you have a block without the heads on it or anything, and you're rotating the assembly, you're rotating and you're making the pistons come up and down. Okay, at a certain point, 2 of the pistons are both top dead center, and I guess it's 5 and 7. That's what I think. I don't know. Could be wrong. I mean, this is I'm on a I'm learning here, and I've never rebuilt a motor. I have taken them apart. I took apart my Jeep motor and put it all back together about 8 months ago. Actually longer than that, probably a year ago now. So that's what I think is going on here. So this is step 1. All right, now what I'm gonna do is what I read on Jeep Forum. Oh yeah, good old forums, is to lay this out. Hold on, let me set this up again and then I'll start over. All right, so what I'm gonna do is, what I read on the forums is to get a piece of plywood, lay it out like this, like it would be for length. Get a piece of plywood and basically attach it to the plywood like you see here for lengths. Because when I do my Jeep motor, I want the lengths to be correct. So, yeah, that is what we're going to do. Okay, so I didn't get very far, but basically I just labeled each wire, give a brief description. Engine oil pressure sensor, so on and so forth, and got that one connector all labeled out. I don't want to split the rest of the loom apart until I get it pegged up on a piece of plywood. I have a couple minutes before it starts raining, so maybe I'll go ahead and label a couple of these connectors. Okay, so the weather got crappy on me, so I didn't get anything else done. That's okay. Like I said, I'm gonna leave it all taped up for now, because I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna have to show you what I'm gonna do with the plywood. If you guys have read anything about the swap or know anything about the swap, you know what I'm talking about already. But anyway, so the next connector I'll do in the next video will be the, let's see, I'm going to do the C1, which has a lot of important connections in it, like throttle position sensor, map sensor, idle air control, so on and so forth. So we'll do those next in the next video. I'll label them all. It's on this gray plug here, I think. No, it might be on the black one. I think it's on the black one. Anyway, so we'll get to that. But for right now, this is what you should be doing. You should be labeling each part of your wiring harness. And the reason why is what I'm going to do is, when I get this on the plywood, I'm going to strip all the tape off, all the way down. And then I'm going to take each injector off of here, from the wire, all the way to its connection. And then from there, we're going to take all the injectors and plug them into the TJ harness. But that's not going to come for a long time, till November. I'm just showing you what I'm doing to get prepped for this swap. The wiring is the hardest part for everybody to figure out, from what I understand. And so that's why I want to make sure and make good, concise videos on what to do here. Again, get your field service manual. Now, what I've done is I got myself a nice little binder here, right? And I've got my little tabs. So the first tab is the Dodge, and the second tab is the Jeep. TJ. Okay, so I've got everything, and it's pretty cool. You get to the, you want to make sure and print this part out of it, because it'll help a lot with figuring out what sensor is what connection goes to what sensor. So make sure and print these parts out too, the connector locations. But let me just show you really quick here how this works, and how it's just like, okay, this is connection C2 on the PC, on the white connection, the one that I just labeled right there with all the blue on it. Okay, it's the white connection for your PCM, your computer control module, or powertrain control module, excuse me. Okay, now let's go find the TJ one really quick, and I'll show you the similarities. I'm gonna have to put something here. Alright, not that one. There's the injectors. Here we go. Okay. 4, 5, and 6 are injectors 1, 3, and 5. Remember that. 4, 5, 6, 1, 3, 5. Okay? 4, 5, 6, 1, 3, 5. See that? See how similar they are? Number 6 is injector number 7. So it's going to tie in with this one. Injector number 7 also connects here on number 2, which 2 is blank. So that will be pinned in to B2 on powertrain control module B, white, on the Jeep. Okay, so one more time. Here's the RAM, white connection for the computer. Slot 4, 5, and 6 are for injectors 1, 3, and 5. Here's the TJ white power control module connection. Section or rows 4, 5, and 6 are pins 4, 5, and 6 run 1, 3, and 5 injectors. 2 is blank. Number 7 will go there. Number 7 will also be tied in with B6. Number 8, because you need 8 obviously, is right here on 13. If you look here, 13 is empty. So 13 can be pinned in to the Jeep harness. That's how that works. That took a long time for me to figure out. I had to read the thread over and over again. Maybe I'm dumb, I don't know. Okay, so just to even further clarify, watch how similar these are. Okay, now we're on C1, the black one, I think. So 1 is empty, 2 is the fused ignition. 1 is empty, 2 is the fused ignition, and so on and so forth. It continues on like that. They are almost completely identical. The only differences that I have found have been transmission connections that the Ram has that the Jeep doesn't. And I think it's mostly because the Ram speed sensor is not in the transfer case or something like that. So anyway, they're super similar. That is why this swap is so popular. I mean, not popular, but so easy to do, and why it's why I chose it. I've never done an engine swap, so I'm not about to go out and buy a 5.3 Fortec and swap it into my TJ. The other really cool thing about this is that because these connections are exactly similar, they will run your stock gauges on your Jeep TJ. So, boom. It's like you bought a factory V8 TJ. That's what I'm going for. I want this to look clean. I want it to look factory. So, anyway, so that's just one thing I wanted to show you. This is just a little piece of the wiring. I'll make a whole playlist at the end of this project for the wiring. Like I said, this is not going to go down till November. I won't be doing any splicing until November. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and get the whole thing set up and start walking you guys through how I'm going to choose to do it. I've read a lot of the threads and decided how I feel like I want to do it, and that's using the Jeep harness and splicing in the connections for the Dodge. I think that's going to be easiest because, like I said, I'm going to retain my stock AX15 transmission for the time being. I'd really like to have the 46RE transmission, and because of that, I'm probably going to keep this whole harness, the rest of it, and might end up having to splice those transmission connections in there eventually, if I do decide to swap in the 46RE transmission. Yeah, that's the automatic, in case you don't know. But for right now, we're going to go with this plan, and the plan is to use the stock AX15. Yeah. So, anyway, that'll do it for this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. This is going to be a fun one. It's going to be a crazy one. I hope I'm making sense. If not, just keep watching. I'm going to keep going through this wiring stuff. We're going to keep working with it until we get it right, until we get it tight. You know what I'm saying? All right. So, I think I made enough sense. Like, just to recap, all we did today was label the white connector, the wires coming out of the white PCM connector. That's all we did, and then I took the loom off. I've got the loom here. I taped it up, the different sizes, just little pieces, so that I can get new ones for when I decide to put it all together. So you should do the same. And that's it. That's it, folks. Signing out. Michael from Pocket Full of Shells.